Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video I'm going to show you guys a BGS returns. So BGS is technically farther behind right now than PSA. Their 60-day order, which is supposed to be guaranteed or whatever, they're actually like 5 months behind on just registration, which is pretty far behind. Don't even talk about their non-guaranteed stuff. Actually, I had to pay for these to be upgraded, but I'm going to show you guys what I have here. For those of you who are on Patreon and you're seeing this first, feel free to reach out to me and see what I have, see if you want to buy any of it. You're going to find that most of these TOPSUN cards, and that glare's pretty rough on it. I don't know if I can scoot this back a little bit. Don't be so bad. Didn't really help. Anyways, most of these BGS cards, they did pretty good. I think I got hit pretty rough on centering, but that's just the way they grade. Their condition is more affected, honestly, by centering than I think than anything else. But if you look at it like this one right here, corners 9.5, surface 9, edges 9, centering 8.5. I mean, this one, that's about right. It wouldn't have been over a 9 if the centering, had been a 10. So for that one, it didn't really affect it. But if you look at a card like this, here's another Neato King. This actually has 10 on the corners, 9.5 on the edges, and surface is 9. But the centering is 6.5, so now the condition drops from a 9 to a 7.5. And if the centering had been a 10 on that one, it would have been a gem mint. It's kind of weird how condition can be so affected by how a card is centered. To me, that's always been one of my issues with it. If it's everything else is good and the centering is off, then why is it killing the condition? To me, centering really doesn't have to do with the condition. It has more to do with the card appeal. Next up, same deal with this one. Got a Mewtwo, so you got 10 on the corners, 9 on surface, 9 on edges, and then 7.5 on the centering, so it dropped it down to an 8. This one probably wouldn't have mattered too much because the surface also got an 8.5. Now, if you don't know anything about the TOPSUN cards, they're pretty early in the game. Some people say the very beginning anyways. And these are the holographic cards. A lot of people collect them. They've gotten a lot more traction. 9.599, then the 6.5 on the centering. Eevee got 9.5 on the corners and the edges. And tell you, on cards like these, it's really hard to get a 10 on the corners, surface, or the edges. And some of these got it. This one right here got the 8.5, had a 10 on the corners. The Zapdos also had a 10 on the corners. Check out this Articuno, got 10 on the corners and the edges. That's the toughest spots to grade. You're talking about the corners and then the edges. That's where you normally find all the damage, and I got pristine on both of those. This Articuno, the surface brought it down with a 7. Still got a few more to go. Got Neato Queen, pretty round grade there. This one right here brought down by the centering at the 6.5. Moltres definitely brought down with the centering at a 6. Corners 9.5, edges 9.5, surface a 9. This one was brought down from the surface at a 6. Centering wasn't great at an 8. Got another Pikachu, 10 on the edges, 10 on the corners. Man, that's pretty sweet. It's still only graded an 8, but not too bad here. Got the 8.5. Got Gem Mint on the other 3. Centering killed it. I'll put that one in the background. There we go. This one the same way, had 9.5 on 3, but had a 7.5 on centering. Got a Venusaur with 10 on the corners, and then Gem Mint on the edges and surface. Got another Venusaur, the exact same grade. Now this Charizard was brought down to a 5 because of the surface at a 4. And this one was brought down from at the surface with a 5. Then this Charizard was pretty sweet. Got a 9, 9.5, 9.5, but had an 8.5 on the centering, so the overall grade was a 9. Put that one in the background. Alright, so moving away from the TOPSUN Holos, we have a few no numbered. Got a no number on the Pikachu 7 and a 7.5 on the Squirtle. Surface killed this one, and then it looks like the centering on the Squirtle at a 6.5. Next up, we have a few cards that I thought were going to go in my collection, but I decided not to. We got a bilingual Executor, has 2 square corners. Also have a Pikachu with 2 square corners, very cool. Don't see Pikachus that much like that. This Skyla, I don't think I'm going to put it in my collection, but if you look at it, it actually has almost no texture to it. I say almost no, you can see a few lines right here. Almost like a fingerprint, but the rest of it is smooth. Might find a few other spots that just have just a tiny bit of texture, but other than that, it's smooth. PSA would not grade it because it did not have the texture, but BGS was supposed to label it, but for some reason they did not. Normally they label that kind of stuff. Next up, we have a Typhlosion T17. So you got a 10 on the corners, 9.5 on the edges, 8 on the surface, and 9.5 on the centering. So the surface is what got it. You can kind of see some lines in there. I almost think they were a little harsh on the surface for this one. I mean, you can see the backside. I mean, it's like beautiful. I'm surprised I didn't get 10 on the edges as well. I don't really know what they found was wrong with it. And then you guys can see the surface. It's got a few print lines in there, but they're really light. Honestly, I think this is a very strong 9, but just my opinion. Could be looking at it in the wrong light. I graded this in the middle of, I believe, that one and one other card. But it's an 8.5 on a base set Charizard. I think the surface got it a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got some light things going on there. But honestly, I thought the centering was pretty good. And again, I thought this was one of the cards that had a good shot at a 9. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I think down here. Let's see if you can see it. It's not actual damage. It's kind of like where it's got a little bit of extra on the card. But I think that would have been killed. Yeah, the edge is 8. Because I got 9, 9, and 9.5 on the other 3. But even still, that's a lot stronger 8.5 than I'm used to from Beckett. This Golduck, I had actually pre-graded myself. I thought it had a shot at a 10. It got a Gem Mint 9.5. And I mean, it is the lowest 9.5, but I thought the centering was what was going to be what killed it, because you can kind of see it's a little bit thinner on this side. But it got the 9.5 on that. It said the corners were 9.5. WOTC Holos are pretty tough to do, especially when you're grading newer cards with them, and I'll show you guys those here in a minute. Next up, we have a Clefable. This was another card that I graded high. Same thing with the Articuno. And both of these got the 9. This is a 9 plus. This is just a 9 because it's got 1 below, 2 above. But both of those are still pretty nice. I like them. That's the no symbol error on the Clefable. What killed, I think, this energy was the surface. This rainbow energy, I believe, is actually really strong. Thought about regrading that one, but I just hate regrading. Like, I talk about it like I do all the time, but it's not really something that I do a ton of. Got a Gem Mint on the Blaine's Arcanine and also on the Dark Dragonite. Both of them are minimum 9.5s. So you got that. Means what I mean by that is it has a 9.5 in 3 areas and then a 9 in another, so it gets the 9.5 overall. Alright, next up I have some cards that are going into my personal collection, but there's only a few. In fact, it's just these two. You got a Charizard Spirit Link, which has 2 square cut corners, and you have this Kangaskhan that's a 4. And the reason it's a 4 is because the centering is a 3. And there's why it's upside down and it's showing a white bar. So that's why the centering is off. I don't know what makes them think that that's a 3 on centering. I would say a 1 or a 0. Or you don't factor it all into the condition. I don't know. But they gave it a 3, so that's what it is. And now for the deal for those of you who are patrons. I'm going to offer these out. These are all $500 each to the first 6 that claim. Claim in the comments. Just say claim and then send me your email. So we have this right here. So 9.5 Charizard VMAX. This is for the first one. And you can say claim 1, claim 2, claim 3, whatever you want to do. And here we go, we got Charizard VMAX, got the second one. You can see the subgrades there, 10, 10, 9, 5, and a 9. Next up we have a 10, 9, 5, 9, 5, 9, so this is number 3. This is number 4, same kind of deal, 10, 10, 9, 5, and a 9. Number 5, this is Shiny V, all 9 5s. And then the last one is the least, 10, 8, 9, 5, 9, 5. Looks like the surface got dinged for something. I'm not really sure what it was, but it got the 9. So they're 500 each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first 6 people that claim your number. If you make a comment and for some reason, say the first person says claim 2, and then the third person says claim 2 or whatever, somebody's already got it, then I'm going to give preference to the first person who said it. You can go back and change your comment, I guess, or whatever you need to do, but I'm going to look at timestamps on everything. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and for those of you who are looking for some pack openings, next video, here it comes.